everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I am really craving curry and I have a couple ingredients in my fridge and my pantry that I want to clear out and cook before they go bad. So today I decided that I'm going to make a chickpea, lentil, and coconut curry. And yeah, I'm gonna show you how I make that. So these are just some of the ingredients that I'll be using in my curry that are close to going bad or I want to like clear out of my pantry. So I have a bell pepper that I need to use up. I had 2 potatoes left over, a couple of carrots, a little less than half of a bag of lentils, chickpeas or garbanzo beans, coconut milk, scallions, half of a tomato, and a couple or maybe about half of a chili. Okay, I look cute today, so I'm gonna get as much footage as I can. Don't mind my dishes that I have not washed. I'm gonna get as much footage as I can with me in it. So but I also wanted to mention that today was my first time going to an Afghan market that's literally down the street from my house. I just realized the other day that it was there. And that's gonna be my new spot to stock up on spices because, oh my goodness, that was like, I don't know, that was just my first time being at an ethnic market other than a Mexican market. So it was a cool experience, I guess. I got curry powder that I'm gonna use, of course. This, I don't know how to pronounce that, garam masala. And then I'm also gonna get this or use this 7 spice seasoning. I'm excited to use this and just to like have this in my pantry just because it has spices that I need in a lot of things. So it has allspice, black pepper, coriander, clove, cumin, nutmeg, and other spices. So this is what I'll be using today and for future recipes as well. All right, so I prepped all of my veggies. I highly suggest you do this before you start cooking just because it makes cooking a lot easier and faster and much more enjoyable, to be honest, instead of rushing. So all of my ingredients are going to include lentils, coconut milk, chickpeas or garbanzo beans, 1 bell pepper, 2 small potatoes. This is like a medium dice. Grated garlic, chopped garlic. This is about 5 small cloves, I believe. These are celery leaves. I just finely chopped the leaves. The leaves have a lot of flavor, so I'm gonna use that. Carrot, onion. I like big pieces of onion in my curry and soup, so I'm just gonna use that. And then I'll try to measure out the powder and I'll try to put it in the description below. But yeah, so I'm gonna use the curry powder, 7 spice, turmeric, and salt. And I'm also gonna use green onion. That's gonna be at the end. This chili pepper, and about half of a tomato. Okay, so I have a pot going so far with some oil, waiting for it to get really hot before I put anything in. I think I'm just using canola oil, nothing special. Onion, garlic, grated ginger, and carrots. All right, once the carrots, onion, ginger, and garlic start cooking down a little bit, I'm gonna start putting in the spices now. This is 1 teaspoon of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of the garam masala, 1 big teaspoon of the 7 spice seasoning. I'm not really going to measure out the turmeric, but I'm going to put about that much. And then I'm going to put salt. Mix everything together. This part is actually really important just because this is what's going to bring all of the flavor to the curry. So you have to let the spices blend and burn and get all those flavors going. This was just the bowl that I used for the ginger. I'm going to put a little bit of water in there to loosen up the spices. See how it just gets everything from the bottom? You want to loosen it up, mix it up. Okay, so this is really bad lighting right here, like terrible lighting, but I just wanted to talk while I'm cooking. So far we have the spices and the onions going. I turned down the heat just a little bit. I'm gonna continue to put just a little bit of water just to continue loosening up the spices. And when you're cooking a pot of curry or soup or a stew of something like that, you want to put in the order, you want to put your ingredients in the order of how much you want the ingredient cooked, if that makes sense. So for example, potatoes and lentils, they're going to take a while, they're going to take a little bit longer to cook, so you want to put those in first. So we're going to start with the potatoes, throw those in, then the entire rest of this bag of lentils. Put that in. Then we're gonna add the coconut milk. I added some water to the can of this coconut milk to get the remainder of it. Okay, so the curry has been simmering for about just a couple minutes. So now I'm gonna add the rest of my ingredients. So I have the chopped up or minced celery leaves. I'm gonna add that in. Then I'm gonna add the bell pepper. I'm just gonna throw this in just by itself, and I think I'm actually just gonna do one, not a whole one, just because I don't want it to be too spicy. I'm just gonna throw it in whole, and it's gonna simmer like that. Then I'm gonna add half of that tomato. Continue to stir it up. And since the chickpeas are already cooked, since they were in a can, I'm actually gonna wait probably about 10 minutes until it's like cooked down more. But yeah, we're just gonna, all of our ingredients are already in the pot. The only thing to do now is just to set it and forget it. Okay, now I'm gonna put a lid on it. Okay, now that my curry is cooking on the stove and it's just doing its thing, I left it alone. Now it's time to clean. So yeah, I have a lot to clean. We're gonna leave the curry on the stove for about 20 to 25 minutes. I'm gonna check on it in about 10 minutes so I can add the chickpeas. But yeah, I really like cooking soups, stews, and curries just because I just leave it on the stove and then I have time to clean. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do now. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes. It's still not at the consistency that I want. It's still pretty liquidy. I want it to be thicker. So I'm just gonna let it sit for another 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 20-25 minutes so far, and it smells so good in my kitchen. Let's check on it. Oh, yes! That's pretty much the consistency that I want. Yes. Turn the heat down. Okay, lentils look like they're cooked through. Potatoes probably cooked through. Okay, now I'm gonna add the chickpeas. Stir that in. Let this simmer for a little bit longer. Gonna add those scallions. Whenever I make soup or curry with potatoes, I really like smashing the potato with the spoon because it kind of thickens up the soup or the stew. Sorry, this is really hard to do with one hand. Okay, so this is pretty much the consistency that I wanted. I did end up adding a little bit more water, and I did end up adding a little bit more salt along the way, and the other half of that serrano pepper. But yeah, this is pretty much the final product. I can't wait to try it. All right, y'all, this is the final product. This is my dinner: chickpea lentil coconut curry paired with some white rice. And then I went to a restaurant nearby where I live, bought some garlic naan. Their garlic naan is so good. So yeah, this is my dinner. Okay, I kind of feel like filming my taste test. So this is my first time making it with like the specific spices from that Afghan store. Getting the garlic naan. Ooh. Mmm. 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 Oh, that is so good. Oh my god. That spices from that store, or those spices from that store, makes all the difference, because usually I'll just use the turmeric and curry powder from Trader Joe's. But support your local ethnic stores and it'll level up your cooking. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you can make this for dinner one time. But yeah, this is all plant-based except for the garlic naan that probably has butter in it. But all plant-based, pretty healthy. And yeah, thanks for watching.